Hi friends, welcome to another video. So today we are introducing another snapback, which you may have seen in the Q&A video. This one is my Pokemon snapback that I got when I was 14. Today we're going to be talking about consent and navigating consent when you are in a relationship with a trans person. Disclaimer, I am 17, I am not well versed in many of these subjects. I have never been in a relationship. I can't offer personal insight on this, however, I can give a voice to the experiences that I've heard, or just kind of things in general. So, let's jump into it. When you're in a relationship with somebody who's trans, there are certain things you have to take into context, like if somebody is in the process of transitioning, or if they're trying out new names or stuff, or if you are with somebody maybe before they've transitioned and now they're going through this process and you're going through it with them. The first thing really to note is that you have to be there to support them, whether that means sitting next to them as they cry or just listening if they have to talk. Relationships in general can be tricky. I can speak on that just from seeing relationships my friends or sibling have been in, and just life in general. Shit ain't easy, but you gotta learn to roll with the punches. Consent in general isn't tricky, but it's something that society seems to stigmatize of well, you never know if you're doing the right thing. You never know if you're saying the right thing and doing something right. It's the more that you overcomplicate it, the more stigmatized it becomes and the harder it becomes to have these discussions. Consent is different for every relationship that you're gonna be in. However, it's something that should always be there. If you're kind of new to this and don't know what consent is saying, yes, I'm okay with this, no, I'm not okay with this. And kind of setting your own boundaries and adhering to the boundaries of other people. Specifically in this video we're talking about consent when it comes to intimacy. And intimacy can be defined differently for everybody and everybody's experiences. With every partner, things are going to be different with what they're comfortable with and not comfortable with, whether you're dealing with somebody who's cis or trans. However, when you're dealing with somebody who is trans and you're being intimate with them, there are certain things to take note of. Yes, this goes for cis people as well, but I think a big thing is expectations that people put on trans people's bodies. Because everybody has a body and all bodies are different. Trans people's bodies just happen to be different in a couple different. When you're being intimate with somebody who's trans, you have to talk about it first. Yeah, set your own boundaries, but also talk about theirs. Are you comfortable if I touch here? Are you not comfortable if I'm around there? And consent is also a fluid thing. In the moment, something may be okay, but then immediately on either side of the relationship, you might just be I don't like this. And that just means disengage, find something else to do, or talk about it. Sex is supposed to be something that's fun for everybody, but navigating that can be difficult, especially if you've had expectations put on your body of well, nobody else is gonna like your body, so I'm the only one who will, and you have to let me do whatever I want. No, fuck you. If you're fetishizing a trans person's body because you can, then you're an ass, and you deserve to rot. The big thing here is just acknowledging that people are gonna have bodily differences, and you need to be ready to accept the fact that not everybody fits into your cookie cutter shapes, but also accepting that navigating consent's gonna be a little bit different. You may have to ask certain questions that you wouldn't have to otherwise, hey, if I do this, would it give you dysphoria? And also being prepared to stop at a moment's notice, like you would with any other partner. Kind of moving away from just intimacy, consent is something that goes into your daily life as well. Just asking if somebody will come to the bathroom with you if they're uncomfortable. If you're in a same gender trans relationship and somebody might be in the process of transitioning, they'll say hey, can you come to the bathroom with me because I feel uncomfortable. Yeah, that doesn't involve consent, but that's still a part of that relationship where it's you can show your support, because for so many people being in a bathroom is uncomfortable, and people in general are less likely to face verbal harm or physical harm if they have that support around them. So I think the big takeaway is offer your partner support, listen to what they have to say. Everybody's body is different, and it's the same with trans bodies. Navigate consent the same way you would with a cis person, but make sure you're taking into account that they have a difference. Like, yeah, it might be their body or their mind, or that they're in the process of transitioning or not, whatever. But make sure that you're treating them with the same amount of respect that you would a cis person. Because so often trans bodies are stigmatized or pushed to the side and not thought about. This is a little bit more of a serious video, but it had to be talked about. So I hope it was kind of informative. If not, leave a comment about what I can talk about, how I can do better. And that's all for now. So I'll see you kids on the flip side.